Sometimes Destroy, Often Build, Always Serve is the title of the documentary realized in 2014 in the Central African Republic by our guest Eric Punawatchi. A return to the country to better understand what the population is really going through, but also the opportunity to rediscover his family origins and to get involved through associative work. He spoke to our reporter, Xavier Rabineau.
The army is conducting community service in the Central African Republic as a way to reconcile itself with the population. In 2014, you addressed this topic in your documentary, Sometimes Destroy, Often Build, Always Serve. Can you tell us more?
The documentary was close to my heart. There has been a political and military crisis in the Central African Republic for many years.
Ces tragiques événements. Et pendant cette crise,
many people, unfortunately, witnessed these tragic events.
Par la population centrafricaine.
During this crisis, the population did not see eye to eye with the Central African Army.
Militaires. Et ils sont super.
I happen to have cousins in the military, and they are great.
Donc, je comprenais pas quoi. Ce que je me suis dit, c'est que
they have a good mindset. So I didn't understand why. And I thought, well, there are bad apples everywhere. Why not try to show both sides of the Central African Army? So I proposed this project to the Ministry of the Army. The French Embassy heard about this project and supported me.
A entendu parler de ce projet, m'a soutenu, parce que pour moi,
because it was important to show a Central African Army at the service of the people. And that's pretty much it.
Voilà.
Bangui, the capital of the Central African Republic, is your hometown. You arrived in France as a baby at age 1. What ties do you have with your country of origin today?
Quel lien? La famille.
What ties? You mean family? I only have a few people left. I have 1 or 2 cousins who are still here, and above all, I have an aunt who, thank God, is still alive, and a cousin with whom I'm in touch. Today, it's easier with new technologies, and it's much cheaper.
Les nouvelles technologies, c'est beaucoup moins cher, et je me coupe pas parce que ça, c'est...
And I don't cut myself off, because our parents always told us the most important thing in life is family.
Le plus important, c'était la famille. Et ben, on essaye de continuer.
And I will try to continue following this advice.
On lâche pas.
We don't give up. When we can, we go to Bangui. We talk, and without going into details, we do what we can.
On fait ce qu'on peut, sans rentrer dans les détails. Mais voilà,
but it's a mutual exchange. Besides, it's great to have 2 cultures.
C'est tellement beau d'avoir 2 cultures.
You produced a video clip for a television series in which you called on the Alter Ego Centrafric Association to fight against poverty and AIDS in Bangui and the rest of the world. Can you tell us more about the Alter Ego Centrafric Association? What does it entail?
L'association, bon, je vais d'abord parler du clip.
The association? Well, let me first talk about the clip. The association made the clip in partnership with big stars from the football world.
Parce que j'ai mon petit frère Stéphane Punawatchi qui est un ancien joueur professionnel.
With the help of my little brother Stéphane Punawatchi. He's a former professional player. I explained to him what was happening in Bangui and the number of AIDS victims. Honestly, I didn't think it was so many.
C'est aussi grave. Donc nous, notre association, c'était avant tout promouvoir.
Our association's aim was, above all, to promote sport by any means, to bring more belief and hope to young people about their future. To know that everything is possible if you really want it.
Comment dire? De conviction sur leur avenir, savoir que tout est possible si on le veut vraiment. Donc, tout naturellement.
So quite naturally, my brother responded positively and contacted me. There was Drogba, Makalele, and others. And yes, there was Thierry Henry. The message of the video is to help the Central African youth.
À travers ce clip, le message était
wake up, fight, nothing is lost. It's a message to tell them there's always hope and nothing that cannot be changed.
Pour leur dire qu'il n'y a pas de fatalité. Voilà.
In 2018, with the Doc Africa TV project, you helped to support documentary film projects in the Central African Republic. Tell us about your collaboration. What did these projects bring to you?
Qu'est-ce que cela vous a apporté?
Oui, le projet, c'était de faire un festival.
The plan was to hold a documentary film festival in the Central African Republic. We put out ads to recruit several documentary makers and directors, documentary filmmakers.
Plusieurs documentaristes, réalisateurs documentaristes, pour justement qui nous amènent des projets dans lesquels
so that we have projects on specific themes to make this festival happen.
Ce festival. Mais malheureusement, il y a eu des
But unfortunately, there have been repeated disruptions and wars. The security of such a festival couldn't be guaranteed. So we've abandoned the project for now.
Donc on a abandonné le projet pour le moment.
Louis Vogt, the initiator of this project, said, "Training, which is so important, is lacking to all these people working on these projects." What do you think?
Qu'en pensez-vous?
Je salue Louis Vogt, qui est l'initiateur du projet.
I'd like to acknowledge Louis Vogt, the creator of the Central Africa Project.
Festival du film documentaire.
He was behind the first documentary film festival in Central Africa. It was called the Bala Bala Festival.
Et à travers ces échanges,
and through these exchanges, we realized there was a problem in Central Africa, namely that the authorities do not recognize the profession of filmmaker. So there are no schools and no courses. So most directors learn on the job. Things need to change.
Il faudrait faire des écoles pour arriver à ce que
schools should be set up to produce more filmmakers, directors.
Sinon, ce sera.
If not, there will be few directors who can express themselves.
Qui pourront s'exprimer.
Retournons maintenant en France, où vous tournez actuellement.
Let's go back to France, where you're currently filming the series The President's Lodge, with a focus on inhabitants of sensitive neighborhoods, particularly young people who should feel concerned by politics. Why?
Pourquoi est-ce important pour vous?
D'abord, il y a un problème qui se passe dans les banlieues.
First, there is a problem in the suburbs, communities withdrawing from civil duties, which sincerely frightens me. We have not lived like that. We have lived in harmony with everyone. And today, when you ask certain young people, are you going to vote? Many people tell you, well, many people say, we're not interested, it's not our problem. But how can France change? It's your country. If you want things to change, you must act, and you have to go and vote. And so it was important for me to do this series with a nod to all these young people who say it's not their problem. Actually, it is their problem. It's your problem. It's your country. It's up to you, the youth, to change things.
You spent your entire childhood in Sarcelles, a suburb of Paris. How did you experience this period of your life?
Les gens vont dire, ouais, on est nostalgique et tout ça. Non.
People will usually say, yeah, we're nostalgic and all that, but no, we live together. All the communities together. To this day, I have friends of Muslim origin.
D'origine, excusez-moi, j'ai des amis musulmans, j'ai des amis juifs.
I have Muslim friends, I have Jewish friends with whom we still have excellent relations.
Toujours d'excellentes relations. Je salue Karim Bouzidi, je salue Franck Brahmi.
I salute Karim Bouzidi, I salute Frank Brahmi. I think you know what I mean. And that was our Sarcelles. That was the Sarcelles. Take me, I'm a football fan. And in our football team, there were many black players. Some white, some Jewish, some Muslim.
Quelques musulmans. Et comme traiter de ça noir, on faisait qu'un.
So when I was called a nigger, we were united. Everyone would beat the crap out of those insulting us, like to make the point. And the same would apply if someone called a mate a goddamn Jew. But today's attitudes make it difficult. We had a great time together.
Nous avons vécu une excellente période, d'excellents moments, mais je crois
But I don't think it's the same today with this kind of thinking.
Your first 2D animation film, Sarcelles Mon Amour, which you produced with your brother Bruno, highlights the richness of working-class neighborhoods and the fight against discrimination. Can you tell us more about this artistic creation? How did you live this experience as a family?
Cette expérience en famille.
D'abord, Sarcelles Mon Amour est un projet
Firstly, Sarcelles Mon Amour is a project written and directed by my brother, Bruno.
réalisé
I
par
helped
mon
him.
frère Bruno, moi je l'ai assisté. Des jeunes des quartiers difficiles ont participé.
Youngsters from
l'animation
rough
3D.
neighborhoods took part in this 2D
Ils voulaient
animated
mettre en
film.
lumière. Ils voulaient mettre en lumière. Je l'ai suivi.
We
par
wanted to
parce
highlight,
qu'ils
and
voulaient
they
mettre en
wanted to
lumière
highlight
notre
our
ville,
town,
Sarcelles,
Sarcelles, and
et
all that it means
ce
to
qu'elle
us.
nous a apporté, et en faisant participer des jeunes,
By involving
et
the
des moins
young
jeunes,
and the not so young, it was a
C'était
great
une belle
experience,
expérience,
an
une expérience
enriching
enrichissante.
experience for all concerned.
des deux côtés.
Après tant de projets
After so many projects and struggles to preserve your hometown and suburb, what do you want to put in perspective for the future? Do you have plans in Africa?
D'abord, j'ai des projets.
I have projects in Sarcelles and projects in France. For Africa, it's mainly in Bangui.
L'Afrique, principalement à Bangui, oui, j'aimerais faire un long métrage.
Yes, I would like to make the feature film, which has already been
Les
scripted.
choses prennent du temps. Et parce que toujours dans cette même envie.
But well, things take time, and of course, with the same desire to share the movie-making experience I learned in France,
Cinématographique que j'acquiers en France, j'aimerais la faire partager
with directors and
à des
actors in
réalisateurs
Central Africa.
et à des comédiens centrafricains.